Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today on this video, I want to talk to you about the Chatterbait system. And I call it a system because you've got not only the Chatterbait, but also the wide variety of different colors and shape trailers on the market, both traditional plastic and Elastec material that really allow you to do a lot of different things with a Chatterbait. Different profiles, different vibrations, different actions, and also different color profiles. I think all those things make a Chatterbait a very, very versatile bait. So I think of it in terms of an entire system, not just the bait itself. And I wanted to kind of share one of the things that I do this time of year, January, February, March, where I take a popular color combination, something like Fire Craw, this right here, this time of year is super effective. In fact, Fire Craw jackhammer, a couple of years ago, I don't know if it's the case this year, but very, very hard to find at a tackle shop. They would sell out instantly just because they were so popular and people were catching so many fish on them. But, when I first started fishing this coloration, I pretty much did what I always did with my chatterbaits. I tried to find a trailer that kind of matched the chatterbait as closely as possible. But what I ended up finding over time is that there are certain times when mixing and matching and doing something completely different is a huge benefit to you. And I really find this to be the case mostly with some of these bright, gaudy colors that we see during the pre-spawn and the wintertime, where bright reds, oranges, and things like that are very, very effective and very popular. And because they're popular, the effectiveness of them sometimes goes down. So, for instance, Lake Guntersville, several years ago, I was fishing a Toyota series down there, started out in practice throwing the good old, jackhammer in Fire Craw with a Fire Craw trailer, and was getting some bites. But everybody else, and you could tell because you could just look up and see everybody throwing this bright orange fluorescent, bait out there at these fish. And yeah, I was still getting some bites, but the fish weren't eating it quite as good. They weren't choking it. They were just barely eating it on the outside of the mouth. They weren't pushing slack in the line like they should on a chatterbait bite. There was something off. And so what I ended up doing was I took the same Fire Craw jackhammer and paired it with a green pumpkin trailer like this goat right here. And that created a completely different color profile that really started to trigger more bites. All right, so I ended up catching way more fish. They ended up choking the bait more. They were pushing slack in the line. They wanted it more because it was just a little bit different. And so I think, especially when you're dealing with very bright color combinations, sometimes that don't really look all that natural, it's really important to experiment with drastically different shades, different color combinations than, say, like a shad pattern. With a shad pattern, generally you kind of want something that kind of matches, between the chatterbait and the trailer. But with something bright like this, I don't think it hurts to really mix things up. So I'm going to show you some of my other favorite color combinations. Another one that really has come out recently in the Evo line of chatterbaits. So the Z-Man Chatterbait Elite Evo, which was introduced 2 years ago, and then they have the tungsten one that just came out. This right here is called Lava Craw. This color absolutely, to me, just hits the mark because it's still got that bright orange blade. It's got a somewhat bright orange belly on it. But it also has that realistic green pumpkin color as well. And so this, you can either use a Fire Craw trailer with this, or you can use a green pumpkin, and it looks super, super realistic. And it still has those hues that trigger strikes this time of year. And so this is a really good one. Another color combination that I'm a huge fan of now that I've been trying it is this right here is the Bama Craw color in the Evo line. It's got a little bit of that kind of muddy orange in it, a little bit of green pumpkin, and then you put a not a lava craw, but a fire craw trailer on there, looks really, really good as this combination. So again, if you're going to a lake that reds, fire craw, Rayburn red, those colors work really well, and maybe there's not a lot of pressure, go ahead and use those bright, gaudier colors. But if you're fishing a fishery, which is often the case nowadays, that gets a lot of pressure, really start to experiment with, the different color combinations that you can find between the chatterbait and the trailer. And I think that you can do something, you have a lot of leeway. I think that the fish really will respond well to a lot of different color combinations, and you could find the color that ends up getting you better bites, more bites, and better quality hookups and things like that. So anyways, guys, just wanted to mention that. If you guys are interested in any of the products I talked about today, I'm going to have all of the links, the Tackle Warehouse links, in the description below. That is a great way to not only buy those products and find a way to the site directly, but it's also a great way to support the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm going to see you out on the water. Trust the process.